India, the world's largest democracy, has often grappled with corruption and inefficiency. Amidst this backdrop, a new political force emerged in the early 21st century, the Aam Aadmi Party, or AAP. Born from the India Against Corruption movement, AAP promised a departure from traditional politics. It sought to empower the common man, the Aam Aadmi. Its formation marked a turning point, challenging the established political order and capturing the imagination of a nation yearning for change. The movement's initial success was rooted in its ability to resonate with the common man's anxieties. AAP tapped into the widespread discontent against corruption and the perceived indifference of traditional political parties. By positioning itself as an alternative, AAP effectively disrupted the existing political landscape. This disruption, however, was not merely about challenging the status quo. AAP's emergence represented a deeper yearning within Indian society. It signified a desire for cleaner governance, ethical leadership, and a political system that prioritized the needs of the ordinary citizen. In AAP, many saw a beacon of hope, a potential harbinger of a new India. At the forefront of this movement was Arvind Kejriwal. A former bureaucrat, Kejriwal's image stood in stark contrast to the established political elite. His simple attire, often consisting of a simple shirt, trousers, and a muffler, became symbolic of his humility and accessibility. He was the Muffler Man, a man of the people, relatable and approachable. Kejriwal's appeal transcended traditional political barriers. His message resonated with people from all walks of life. His background as an activist and his involvement in the Right to Information movement had already established him as a champion of transparency and accountability. His oratory skills, characterized by their directness and simplicity, further enhanced his connect with the masses. Kejriwal spoke their language, understood their concerns, and offered them a vision of a better future. In him, they saw a leader who was one of them, someone who would fight for their rights and aspirations. This image of the Mufflerman played a pivotal role in AAP's early success. It helped the party break through the clutter of traditional politics and establish a direct line of communication with the electorate. In many ways, Kejriwal's persona became synonymous with AAP's core message of change and hope. The 2013 Delhi Assembly elections marked AAP's electoral debut. The party's performance exceeded expectations. AAP won 28 seats, becoming the second largest party and forming a minority government with Congress's support. This victory, though short-lived, sent shockwaves through the Indian political landscape. The 2015 Delhi elections solidified AAP's position as a formidable political force. The party swept the elections, winning an unprecedented 67 out of 70 seats. This landslide victory, coming just a year after the BJP's resounding win in the general elections, demonstrated the depth of AAP's support and its ability to challenge the dominant political narrative. Delhi, under AAP's governance, became a testing ground for the party's vision of a pro-people, welfare-oriented state. The party initiated a slew of reforms aimed at improving the lives of ordinary citizens. These included providing free water and subsidized electricity, establishing Mahalla clinics to provide accessible healthcare, and revolutionizing the education system. The Delhi experience became a model for AAP's expansion plans. The party sought to replicate its success in other parts of the country, projecting itself as a viable alternative to the established political order. The Delhi model, with its focus on welfareism and participatory governance, became AAP's calling card. Central to AAP's governance model was its focus on welfare schemes. The party believed in using the power of the state to uplift the marginalized and empower the disadvantaged. This commitment to social justice found expression in a range of initiatives implemented in Delhi. One of the most significant of these initiatives was the provision of free water and subsidized electricity. AAP argued that access to basic amenities like water and electricity was a fundamental right, not a privilege. This move was met with criticism from some quarters who questioned its economic viability. Another flagship program was the establishment of Mohalla clinics. These neighborhood clinics aimed to provide primary healthcare services accessible to all, particularly the urban poor. The clinics were staffed with doctors, nurses, and pharmacists, and provided free consultations and medicines. AAP's focus on education was another cornerstone of its welfare agenda. The party invested heavily in improving the quality of education in government schools, introducing innovative teaching methods and providing infrastructure support. The Delhi model of education garnered praise for its focus on holistic development and its success in bridging the learning gap. These welfare initiatives formed the bedrock of AAP's popularity in Delhi. They resonated with the aspirations of the common man who saw in AAP a government that cared about their needs and was committed to improving their lives. The party's success in delivering on its promises cemented its image as a party of the people, a party that stood for social justice and inclusive development. However, AAP's journey has not been without its share of challenges. The party, initially lauded for its internal democracy and transparency, has faced accusations of becoming increasingly centralized and opaque in its functioning. Internal dissent and factionalism have plagued the party, leading to the departure of several founding members. One of the most significant challenges faced by AAP has been its often fractious relationship with the central government. Delhi, being a union territory with limited powers, relies heavily on the central government for various administrative and financial matters. This has led to frequent clashes between the AAP government in Delhi and the BJP-led central government. These clashes have often played out in the public domain, with both sides accusing each other of obstructing development and indulging in political vendetta. The constant tussle for power has hampered governance and created an environment of uncertainty and instability. Adding to AAP's woes have been allegations of corruption and misuse of power against some of its leaders. While the party has consistently maintained its stand against corruption, these allegations have dented its image and raised questions about its commitment to ethical governance. The party's expansion plans beyond Delhi have also met with mixed results. While AAP has made inroads in states like Punjab, Goa and Gujarat, it has struggled to replicate its Delhi success on a national scale. The party's performance in the 2019 general elections fell short of expectations, raising questions about its ability to challenge the BJP's dominance at the national level. Section 6. The Price of Dissent. AAP's internal struggles have been as significant as its external challenges. The party, founded on the principles of participatory democracy and dissent, has grappled with internal conflicts and disagreements. Several prominent founding members, disillusioned with what they perceived as a centralized and autocratic style of functioning, parted ways with the party. These departures exposed the growing pains of a movement transitioning into a political party. The initial euphoria and idealism that bound the party together seemed to wane as power dynamics shifted and personal ambitions clashed. The party's response to internal dissent has also drawn criticism. Critics have accused AAP leadership of being intolerant of criticism and stifling internal democracy. The expulsion of dissenting voices has led to accusations of AAP becoming increasingly similar to the very political parties it once sought to challenge. This internal turmoil has had a tangible impact on AAP's electoral prospects. The departure of prominent leaders has not only deprived the party of valuable experience and expertise, but has also led to a perception of instability and infighting. This has in turn alienated some voters who were initially drawn to AAP's promise of a new and cleaner politics. The challenge for AAP is to reconcile its commitment to internal democracy with the need for organizational coherence and discipline. The party needs to find a way to accommodate dissenting voices while maintaining a united front, especially in the face of external challenges. Failure to do so risks undermining its credibility and jeopardizing its long-term political future. Section 7. From Mufflerman to Sheesh Mahal. Perhaps the most damaging blow to Arvind Kejriwal's image came with the Sheesh Mahal controversy. Allegations arose of extravagant renovations to his official residence funded by taxpayer money. This stood in stark contrast to his earlier image as the austere Muffler Man, living a simple life dedicated to public service. While AAP defended the renovations as necessary security upgrades, the optics were undoubtedly damaging. The controversy fed into a narrative increasingly promoted by opposition parties of Kejriwal abandoning his principles and succumbing to the trappings of power. The Sheesh Mahal controversy, though seemingly about a personal matter, had significant political ramifications. It provided ammunition to AAP's critics who accused Kejriwal of hypocrisy and double standards. The controversy chipped away at the moral high ground that AAP had sought to occupy, raising questions about the party's commitment to its core values of austerity and simplicity. This incident highlighted the perils of image politics, particularly for a party that had built its identity on the persona of its leader. The Mufflerman image, carefully cultivated in AAP's early years, had served the party well, but it also made Kejriwal vulnerable to accusations of inconsistency and betrayal. The challenge for Kejriwal and AAP is to move beyond the Sheesh Mahal controversy and regain the trust of voters who felt let down by the incident. The party needs to reaffirm its commitment to its founding principles and demonstrate that its leaders are held accountable for their actions. Section 8. Beyond the capital's shadow. Despite the challenges, AAP has made significant strides in expanding its footprint beyond Delhi. The party's victory in the 2022 Punjab Assembly elections marked a turning point. AAP's resounding victory, winning 92 out of 117 seats, established it as a force to be reckoned with in Indian politics. The Punjab victory was significant for several reasons. Firstly, it demonstrated AAP's ability to win elections outside its home turf of Delhi. Secondly, it provided the party with a platform to implement its governance model on a larger scale. And thirdly, it positioned AAP as a potential challenger to the BJP in the Hindi heartland, where the latter has held sway for over a decade. AAP's success in Punjab can be attributed to a combination of factors. The party tapped into the anti-incumbency sentiment against the ruling Congress government. It also benefited from the fragmentation of the opposition vote, with the BJP and the Shiromani Akali Dal contesting separately. However, AAP's victory was not merely a product of favourable political circumstances. The party ran a well-organised and disciplined campaign, focusing on local issues and highlighting its track record of governance in Delhi. It also benefited from the leadership of Bhagwant Mann, a popular comedian-turned-politician who connected with voters on an emotional level. The Punjab victory has given AAP a new lease of life. It has boosted the party's morale and provided it with a much-needed shot in the arm after a series of setbacks. The challenge for AAP now is to consolidate its position in Punjab and use it as a springboard for further expansion. Section 9. The road ahead. As of May 2025, the Aam Aadmi Party stands at a crossroads. The party has come a long way since its inception, evolving from an anti-corruption movement to a significant political force. Its journey has been marked by both triumphs and setbacks, moments of hope and periods of introspection. The future of AAP is contingent on several factors. The party needs to address its internal contradictions and reconcile its commitment to internal democracy with the need for organizational discipline. It needs to regain the trust of voters who have been disillusioned by allegations of corruption and misuse of power. And it needs to articulate a clear vision for India, one that goes beyond its welfarist agenda and addresses the country's complex socio-economic challenges. The road ahead for AAP is fraught with challenges. The party faces stiff competition from both the BJP and the Congress, both of which are vying to occupy the opposition space. It also needs to navigate the complex dynamics of Indian politics, where caste, religion and regional identities continue to play a significant role. However, AAP also has several strengths. It has a strong organisational base in Delhi and Punjab, and its message of clean governance and social justice continues to resonate with a section of the electorate. The party also benefits from the leadership of Arvind Kejriwal, who, despite his flaws, remains a popular and charismatic figure. Whether AAP can capitalize on its strengths and overcome its weaknesses will determine its future. The party has the potential to emerge as a significant force in Indian politics, but it needs to make some tough choices and stay true to its founding principles. The journey from Mufflerman to Sheesh Mahal has been a turbulent one, but the road ahead for AAP is still being paved.